Hey everybody, pardon me if I sound a little weirder. I have a cold right now. But anyway, we're going to be talking about assault battalions. What's an assault battalion? They're the infantry battalions who specialize in offensives. Now, why would an infantry battalion specialize in this when tanks do it fine? Well, there's some instances where you don't want to use tanks. Things like if you just want to probe the lines, if you're not sure what they've got. Tanks might be overkill. Infantry might not be. This is what you use. In cities, tanks suck in cities, for the most part. In Warhammer, they do great because you can block the side armor. But as a whole, if you're trying to take a city, they're not a great job. In real life, anyway. Things of that nature. Amphibious landings. So that's where infantry battalions come in, and especially assault battalions. So, alright, so what we've got here, here's my line. Wonderful little Imperial Guardsmen. But first we're going to focus on the defenses real quick. I'll let you know what they're up against. Now, little disclaimer, this isn't to set up a real battle. This is just to look cool, give me something to talk about, and to give you an idea of how you want to use some of these units. Anyway, here we have a building with a squad. It's a generic squad, plasma gun. And here we have another building with a squad in front and a heavy weapons team inside the building. They're not really on it, but that's how I tell that they're in it. And it's autocannons. Those guys are going to shred apart infantry. The infantry in front really is kind of a blocker. Here we have a squad that is out of cover, but in an alleyway. They've got a rocket launcher and grenade launcher. Nothing too special. They just kind of there. Then you got the squad in the building behind them. Those are my veterans with Harker, autocannon, 3 snipers. They're going to do a lot of damage. And then lastly we have major threat in the back there, the Demolisher, with in cover, as Fritz would have it. So anyway, Fritz had a video about how you want to use Demolishers in cover. Well, not really Demolishers, Vindicators. Anyway, and now let's go over my battle lines. Alright, right here, as I precariously balance my laptop. Right here we have a squad. They've got a this is a special weapons squad. Sorry. They have a flamer, 3 flamers. And the squad in front of them is a stormtrooper squad with a melty gun and a flamer. Melty guns and flamers work awesome in city fights. The flamers help burn the guys inside the building. The melty guns help just blow up the buildings. So take them as often as possible. And that's right here. Here we have my favorite squad and Strachan with them. Favorite squad has melt bombs, bolt pistol, grenade launcher, and rocket launcher. They're just my favorite because they're red squad. But anyway, red's my favorite color. Anyway, we got with Strachan, we got the usual loadout that in other videos I've talked about. And then way down here we have Lieutenant and his squad. I'm not gonna go into details. We'll take out. It's good stuff. A squad behind them and some mortars back here. Mortars are really good for offensives, as they've got long range, can fire over your guys, and they can pin the enemy so they can't shoot your attackers. But anyway, so here's the overall plan. Let's see if I can maneuver this. Alright, so the stormtroopers and the flamethrowers are going to storm the building full of guys there. They're going after it because the stormtroopers, they're really the diversion. They're not that great against what they've got, but the 3 flamethrowers are awesome. Stormtroopers more than likely are going to break off and try and blow up the building with the autocannons in it. That's a good example of indirect attack, meaning what looks like it's going to happen isn't. It's kind of towards another goal. So yeah, and then we got Strachan and these guys. They're just going to do a head-on assault
on the squad at the base of the building. And if for whatever reason the stormtroopers don't blow up the building there, Strachan can cut through it because he's a beast. And then Red Squad, hopefully, if we don't have to blow up the building for whatever reason, or they'll just get in the rubble. If for whatever reason they get out of the building, Red Squad will consolidate it. But more than likely, they'll just stick around in the rubble, try and survive, and just be there. Maybe there's an objective. I don't know. And the Strachan will move on and cut down probably the tank if the stormtroopers are already dead. And then over here, lastly, mortars are just going to try and pin the squad in the open. They've got a rocket launcher, nasty, and they're really just packed together. Other than that, the mortars are just going to try and finish off anyone that is out of reach of the other guys. And then here we got the squad. They're going to go around this building and then use the melt-a-bombs that their sergeant has and the flamethrower in the unit to try and blow up the building and kill the guys inside. Once that's done, the lieutenant with his grenade launchers should be able to help finish off the rest of the guys. This is Chenkov, by the way, so he's pretty good in close combat, and he'll keep his squad going. Not to mention they really have a regimental standard, or not regimental, platoon standard. I just don't have it yet because I'm poor. But anyway, basic idea of how you want to use infantry and assault. Sorry I didn't expand upon it more. I'm just not feeling well and I hadn't put out a video in a while. Feel like I needed to do something. So, anyway, leave any comments below. And, yeah, hope you enjoyed.